All right, Boston, welcome back to another edition of 101.7 The Bulls, Boston Dunkin Music Lounge, presented by our friends at Dunkin, alongside very special guest, a good friend of mine, Mr. Liam Coleman.
How we doing?
How you feeling? Long time no see.
Long time no see. I know. Last time I saw you, I think it was in Nashville. I think
it was in.
It was at Live Oak.
2024. You did an event for 101.7 The Bulls.
I think that was the last time I saw you.
It was for. It was a couple of charities, which was really, really cool. I think it was Music on Call.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we did St. Jude or not, too, but we should do one anyways next year.
I'm down to do whatever. It was a good time. It was. I miss you, bro. How you been?
No, I've been good. I haven't seen. So we grew up. Long story short, we grew up in the same area.
Yeah.
I didn't really meet you until 3 years ago. Now.
Yeah.
You were my first ever. It's so funny. My first ever country artist interview.
I do remember that.
Isn't that weird?
I do remember that. It's so funny because I think about it and I'm like, you had the podcast and now you're doing all this and I'm proud of you, bro. You've been crushing it. We're crushing
it. You know that Paul Rudd meme? Like, look at us. Who would have thought, right? No, really though, because it's cool to see what you've done too. Obviously, you've been killing it in Nashville. Like we talked 3 years ago, you made the move to Nashville, playing shows all across Broadway. You live in Nashville now. How's it all been? How's it been treating you?
It's been fun, man. January will be 3 years, and I love it. It's treated me well. I've made some of the best friends that I could ask for. I got a good group of people that I work with, and I really couldn't ask for a better situation to be in going into 2025.
What's you just played a unreleased song too? What's musically, performance wise? What's next for you? You did some couple college tours too, which I love.
Yeah, we've been doing the college tours for the last 2 years now. Those are a blast. We're probably gonna still keep our toes in that pond next year. And then next year we're just trying to do college shows, bars. We're just trying to. I will go play anywhere. I will literally go play anywhere they want me to.
Wait, did you turn 21 yet? Right?
I did. Yeah, I turned 21 back in April.
Is that a game changer as an artist?
Yes.
That plays in Broadway?
No, Broadway. Yes, because now people can actually buy me drinks, which is awesome. Because love free drinks.
As you should. I mean, you're performing, right?
It's definitely helped a lot. I'd say with networking and being able to go out because. When I moved there, I was 18, and so it's the only time I could go out is if I was playing. Mm-hmm. So I would be playing every single night, just trying to shake as many hands as possible. But now I can just go out, hang out, and not have to worry about it. And I would also sneak into a lot of bars, too. You didn't hear that, bouncers. I snuck into a lot of bars as well.
Hey, you got in, though.
But you know what? I still made connections, and I'm still doing good, and I'm 21 now, so you can't kick me out.
What? Yeah, literally. What's your you played? I saw you. Well, I see you all over Instagram Live, too, when you're performing, which I think is great. You can always, post a video, and you're always like, yo, Brandon, where are you? Go up. What's your favorite Broadway bar to play? You have is it a residency?
Yeah,
correct me.
We play at Friends of Low Places. Okay. We play between the main stage and the rooftop there. We play about 2 days a week. But that's by far my favorite bar down there.
Isn't it so cool there?
Dude, it's so nice. They treat all the musicians unbelievable. They feed us. They pay us well, and it's a good situation to be in. It's the cleanest bar on Broadway if you're looking for
good food,
cleanliness.
Good drinks.
Yeah, it's the food's awesome. Drinks are great. Staff's awesome. That's the best bar on that strip, in my opinion.
Do you think people now, because I feel like the last time I was there, you played an event for us not too long ago for St. Jude. That's the one I was talking about. Would people that say that you moved to Nashville, and obviously you're killing it down there, but people that think Nashville's all this kind of crazy place, it's kind of like you said, the bar's really clean. What do you think people, when they say, oh, Nashville's gross, it's a bachelorette party, what do you feel about that?
I mean, I can't completely disagree. Broadway does not smell the best.
But Boston is kind of the same way, right?
I mean, it's Nashville is a beautiful city. I love it so much. But there's definitely it's like any other city. Every city's got its ups and downs. But overall, it's a great city full of great people and great live music and no shortage of anything to do. So it's you gotta love it.
Do you bring any of your New Englander-esque approach to Nashville?
Yeah,
you still say Wicked at all?
I never said Wicked when I lived here. I didn't grow up close enough from Boston to say Wicked.
Exactly. See,
my driving has definitely carried on down there because you have to. Because Nashville is a city of transplants, so it's people from California, Texas, Florida, Massachusetts, Virginia. It's just a combined city of no one who knows how to drive.
And you kind of have to drive.
You got to be aggressive.
Yeah, you have to be an offense.
I feel like I'm driving in Massachusetts again, and but I would say that. And then it's funny, my dad came down to visit a couple weeks ago, and it was a lot of my friends' first time meeting him, and my grandfather came down, and they're like, they got the craziest accent. I'm like, really?
See, you and I don't hear it.
I don't hear it at all, and everyone's like, you don't have one, and I'm like, yeah, I guess not, but everyone's. The accent thing is
I hear
funny
more
whenever
of
they meet family.
I mean, maybe people from New York say the same thing, but I hear a New York accent.
I
hear it, right?
I can tell when someone's from like Massachusetts or New York or whatever, but it's like no one ever, like I had a lady at my gig yesterday. She's like, how old are you and where are you from? I'm like, what do you think? She's like, 25 from Austin, Texas. I'm like, you couldn't be more wrong.
Was it the mustache that gave it away?
Yeah, I was like, you couldn't be more opposite, but it was, yeah, it's funny. I love it down there, man.
What so obviously you played all the bars in Broadway, you do the college show thing too. I think it's just really cool to see where you started.
Yeah.
And I had the privilege to kind of to see that with my own eyes, long hair and everything,
Yeah.
pre-mustache, pre-beard. What are your goals for 2025?
Put out a lot of music, a lot of content. My best friend, shout out Matt Marshall, he just moved down to Nashville in September, and he does all my photography and videography. So me and him, we've been just trying to make a game plan, just a lot of content, a lot of new music. My goal is to put a song out every other month or every 2 months next year. I got a lot of stuff that I've been working on.
Wow, it's like 24 songs if you do the math.
Is it?
I think so.
No,
Wait, did you say 2 songs a month?
No.
Okay, that's a lot of
one
songs.
every other month or one every
This is
2
why I'm in
months.
radio and not in math.
Dude, this is why I didn't go to college. I can't do math. You had me wondering for a minute. I'm like, shoot, I don't have that much money. But no, it's I just a lot of music, a lot of content. I feel like I've done a lot the last 3 years down there, but at the same time, I feel like I kind of been sitting in the same spot for a while and just doing the same thing. So I really want to push it hard next year, and I know the connections that I've made and what me and my friend group and what we're all capable of, and I think next year can be a really good year for all of us, and we're all in the same mentality, and we just want to push forward and keep doing it, man. I love it. I'm having more fun doing music now than I ever.
I can
have
see
in
it
my
though
life.
on your socials too. Like you're just enjoying your life down there.
Dude, I've for the longest time cared what people thought, and like now I just like I'm just doing what I like, and I'm making myself happy doing it, and like I said, I'm having more fun than I ever have.
What would you? I see this on TikTok all the time, which by the way, I hope I can still see after January, whatever time it is. Awful. Everyone says like 5 years ago, your younger self would be so proud of where you are. Do you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. I 5 years ago, I can't even look at myself from 5 years ago.
Same.
I'm not the same person at all that I was, and I really do think that 5 years ago me would. I don't think you would believe where. I mean, it's really night and day of what I've gotten to do and the opportunities that I've gotten, and even just like looking back at this year, like the the Snapchat like recap just came out, and I was like looking at that, and I like didn't even realize it was like this year was such a blur. Like I didn't even realize how much like traveling I did and like how many shows we actually played. Like it was a really good year. I think even just Liam from a year ago would like this time last year, like Liam a year ago would be shocked of where he is now. Yeah,
Interesting.
Dude. This year has been a very big like comeback year because I mean, last year I had a lot of medical stuff going on, so I was in and out of the hospital, and this time last year I was recovering from surgery and like did not know kind of really what the next steps were, and just the year that it's been has been. It really has been unbelievable. Kind of just looking at it from my own perspective.
That's really good to
hear.
hear.
It's been awesome.
I'm glad you're doing good, man. Seriously.
Thank you, man.
Like, I mean, it's just so cool to see. It kind of reminds me of that song, Shabuzi, the new one that just came out. Good news.
Yeah, dude.
Man,
This is all good news for me,
it's
dude.
been.
I couldn't be happier.
That's cool. So let's go back to I want to do a quick little game. Let's look back on old Liam Coleman and see if the same certain things apply. 3 years ago, you said Coetzel was one of your favorite artists. Is that still the case?
Still, I think he was my number 2 on Spotify Wrapped. Somehow Zach Bryan was my number 1.
I said the same thing, but I don't think I listened to him that much.
I did not really I didn't listen to any Zach Bryan this year. I don't know how he was my number 1. Coetzel was my number 1. He was my most streamed song. Damn Near Normal was my most streamed song. But yeah, I saw him twice this year. He's without a doubt number 1.
Who would be number 3 there? Regardless, well, who was number 3 on Spotify for you?
My top 5. My top 5 was.
Yeah.
Coetzel, Treaty Revival. I did listen to a good bit of Morgan Wallen, Muscadine Bloodline. Muscadine.
See, I got to get into them.
Dude, killer. Best duo in country music.
You missed them. They played at Fenway Park with Posty.
I did miss that. I still don't think I've seen them live. I want to see them very badly. But Post Malone's up there. Love Post Malone. He'll never get old. I love a lot of the Texas country music. So like Dylan Wheeler, Cody West, Cole.
Is Dylan Gossett Texas?
Yeah, I'd consider him in that lane. He's got some great music. I love his stuff. I love all the rock though, and then I also listen to a lot of old country. I listen to a lot of
like
old.
Willie,
Waylon, Merle, George Jones, George Strait.
All right, so let me ask you then, who is the GOAT of country music? I ask this all the time. You see on Instagram, I'm sure.
I love George Strait, but I do think if Keith Whitley didn't pass away so young, I think he would have been the GOAT. But My goat recently has been George. I've been listening to a lot of George Jones recently.
George Jones.
I love George
wow.
Jones,
See,
dude.
that's a acceptable answer.
Yeah, I love country music history, and like when we play like downtown, like I have 2 gigs usually a week, and one of them we play pretty much just old country, and the other one we just like to rock out and have a good time.
That's awesome.
But I love old country. It's some of my favorite to play when I'm just if I have to play covers, like I'm playing old country all day.
That's so cool to hear. That's awesome, man. I kind of hear that in your music too, because you have like the
Dude,
rock approach too.
yeah.
You have the country other.
It's
songs,
fun,
too.
dude. I love just taking a little bit of everything for songwriting, and my music. I love to take a little bit from everywhere.
Do you get to go? So we kind of mentioned like shows up here in New England. So obviously you grew up in Central Mass, the New England area. Do you get to see a lot of big acts in Nashville? Because a lot of them are coming up here now, which is pretty cool.
Dude, that does make me happy to see. Because when I lived here, like Coetzel was not traveling up to Boston, but now that's usually like a stop on their tour now. But it's cool down there. There's a lot of like random pop-up shows. Like you get to see just like with Whiskey Jam too, especially during the summertime.
You do that a lot as well.
Yeah, I got to do that. Was one of my goals this year was to play Whiskey Jam, and I got to do it twice this
recently,
year.
right?
Yeah, we did it 2 weeks ago, and then I did it over the summer too. And that was like one of my goals since I moved to town was to play Whiskey Jam.
I feel like you did that Whiskey Jam like 2 or 3 weeks before Riley Green and Ella Langley did their thing, like right after the CMAs.
Yeah, I think so.
On the same stage and everything.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool. That's like been a goal of mine since I moved to Nashville, and getting to do it twice this year, it was really cool.
That's incredible.
But like Whiskey Jam, they do like big outdoor shows in the summer, and they have big acts. So they had Coetzel come through and play one of them. We saw Gavin Adcock and Vincent Mason play. It's always just random shows.
Yeah.
It'll be on like a Tuesday night. You'll get like sometimes like the amount of times that you just get like a text and you'll be like, hey, so and so is playing somewhere. It's like, guess I'll try to beat the line there.
right.
But it's cool. There's a lot of just random shows. People pop into bars. One of my favorite moments from this year was we were playing at Friends over the summer. We were playing a closing shift on a Friday night. We got called at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to play it.
That night.
And I like texted my band. They were all supposed to play other gigs. They were like, let me sub out. They're like, we'll play with you.
Yep.
I'm like, yes. We show up, we play. It was the best gig I've ever played in my entire life.
Really?
Like downtown. It was one of the just everything was great. And then we stopped and the bar closed and someone comes up to me and he's like, hey, can you guys do one more song? I'm like, nah, man, we're done for the night. He's like, I got Chad Smith with me, the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's like, I got Chad Smith with me. I'm like, no, you don't.
He thought he was lying.
Look behind him, and he's like, Chad Smith is like waving at me. I'm like, get up here. And so at 2 o'clock in the morning, we got to play Simple Man by Leonard Skinner with Chad Smith, which was by far the cool. He's like, what do you guys want to play? I'm like, what do you want to play? I'm like, screw what I want to do. And he's like, you guys know any Skinner? I'm like, Simple Man, because I know it's like a 7-minute song.
Of course.
So I'm like, let's drag this out. I'm like, let's drag this out as long as we can. And that's the most random thing that happened to me all year.
Did you have any rehearsal with him or anything? Because I saw that video.
He popped into like 7 or 8 different bars that night.
Dang.
And just like, they were playing Bonnaroo the next night. Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing Bonnaroo. So he was just bar hopping and sitting in with bands, and we were his last stop at 2:15 in the morning. And I was like, dude, that was the coolest thing I've ever
I guess
done,
anything
dude.
can happen in the bars in Nashville
Dude,
after 1 a.m. Huh?
That like really, because I've been playing down there for 3 years, and I'd always heard stories of like friends who had people like pop into the gig, and I'm like, man, this never happened
you
to
see
me.
it on social.
And I think I got the coolest one in them all. I was like,
yeah,
that
hands
was the I'm like, and I joke, I'm like, Chad Smith's the best drummer I've ever played with in my entire life.
I'm sure your drummer loves that now, right? That's awesome. Well, hey, Liam, congrats on everything, man.
I appreciate it.
It's
man.
really cool.
Congrats to you as well.
Yeah,
man.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's just cool to see, like I said, Paul Rudd. Here we are.
Here we are, man.
Where can people get your songs and your music and your Insta, all that?
All socials are Liam Coleman Music, and then just Liam Coleman on Spotify, Apple Music. Like I said, a lot of new music coming out next year, so stay tuned.
What'd you get me for Christmas?
What's that?
What'd you get me for Christmas? You get me a gift yet?
My presents.
Love that. yeah. I see what you did there. That's a play on words. That was clever.
That's a songwriter, dude.
Yeah, if you can write me a song, that'd be cool too.
I don't blame you for walking out the door after everything I put you through. Didn't say goodbye, didn't blaze fast. Know you've been through it a time or two. Looking back on all these memories, you were still here next to me, 'cause I need to fall into a field of four-leaf clovers. Every penny in the wishing well needs to come true. Maybe I can find the pot of gold just sitting underneath the rainbow. Got looking for a chance with a girl like you, but not lucky enough for two. Doesn't matter how hard I try, our love's like a shooting star in the sky. Yeah, you feel it, it's gone in the blink of an eye. 'Cause you need to fall into a field of four-leaf clovers. Every penny in the wishing well needs to come true. Maybe I can find the pot of gold just sitting underneath the rainbow. Got looking for a chance with a girl like you, but now lucky enough for two. Still thinking about the things I said, but I know I'll never love again, 'cause I can get you out of my head. And I know I'll never love again, 'cause I need to fall into a field of four-leaf clovers. Every penny in the wishing well needs to come true. I need to fall into a field of four-leaf clovers. Every penny in the wishing well needs to come true. Maybe I can find the pot of gold just sitting underneath the rainbow. Got looking for a chance with a girl like you, but now lucky enough for two. Now lucky enough for two. I don't blame you for walking out the door after everything I put you through. Hell yeah. That song was Lucky Enough. Put that out back in May. This next one is a song called Okay. It's going to be one of my first releases next year. Call me crazy, but I just can't help myself. What's the matter with me? If I wanted to, I would, but what's the use? Self-inflicted disease, self-hate, medicate, another day wasted. I stay in my head and I can't take it. My head, it feels like a loaded gun. I pull the trigger, but I don't want to feel any worse about the things I've done. Never learned a lesson, yeah, I just run. I'm past the point of insane. It's way too late for a change. Don't try to communicate. I'm far from being okay. My mama called just to check up on me tonight. Said she's worried about me. If she knew the truth about this damn substance abuse, she just wouldn't believe. My head, it feels like a loaded gun. I pull the trigger, but I don't want to feel any worse about the things I've done. Never learned a lesson, yeah, I just run. I'm past the point of insane. It's way too late for a change. Don't try to communicate. I'm far from being okay. I'm far from being okay. I said it wasn't a problem. I tell myself that I'm done. Just wish I knew how to solve it, because my head, it feels like a loaded gun. I pull the trigger, but I don't want to feel any worse about the things I've done. Never learned a lesson, yeah, I just run. I'm past the point of it saying it's way too late for change. Don't try to communicate. I'm far from being okay. I'm far from being okay. I'm far from being okay. Song's called Okay. And then this last one I put out back in October. It's called Hate.Ur.Happy. I put it with my friends Joe Bryson, Justin Corley, and Jimmy Snips. You've been running from something, wish I knew what it was. Did you hurt me just because? And I've been learning how to cross a bridge that's burning without setting fire to myself. Girl, you dragged me straight through hell and back. I wanna know it all, but hate to ask. Was it just a waste of your time, filling in the space of another guy who calls me low life from his high rise? Is that where you were on girls' night? If anybody asks, I wish you will, but behind closed doors, I'm wishing you well. I ain't trying to come off mean, but actually I hate you happy. I hate you happy. Are you telling everybody it was me when I was begging you not to leave? Are you losing sleep, or is it just me? Was it just a waste of your time, filling in the space of another guy who calls me a low life from his high rise? Is that where you were on girls' night? If anybody else, I wish you well, but behind closed doors, I'm wishing you well. I ain't trying to come off me, but actually I hate you happy. Since you've been gone, girl, I've moved on. Sometimes I want you back, then I don't. So damn it, I just gotta know, was it just a waste of your time, filling in the space of another guy who calls me low life from his high rise? Is that where you were on girls' night? If anybody else, I wish you well, behind closed doors, I'm wishing you well. I ain't trying to come off me, but actually I hate you happy. I hate you happy. Thank you guys.
Hey, that's Liam Coleman for you. Central Mass born, now lives in Nashville. Yeah, you can check him out. We're going to play him on Backyard Country 2 towards the end of the year. We've been playing you a lot, but we need a new song of yours too, so
it's coming.
Send it on over. I'm pumped. That's going to do it for our end of the year edition in our Boston Music Dunkin' Lounge, presented by our friends at Dunkin' and 1017 The Bull. Have a good rest of your year and happy holidays.